Hey friends, it's Jenna. What's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very special guest. I have my grandma here with me, Grandma Hanger. If you guys have been following my channel, you know that she sends me boxes of inventory every once in a while. She's a great thrifter, and today I have her here to do a Q&A video, so welcome. I'm up here in New York visiting her, and I asked you guys over on my Instagram to submit some questions, any questions that you might have for her, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get started with those. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Putting you on the spot. Okay, so first we'll just start off with some like basic questions. How long have you lived in New York City?
40 years.
40 years, a long time.
Yes.
What do you, yeah, go ahead.
I was born here and moved away and moved back about 40 years ago.
Okay, what do you like about living in New York?
Everything.
Everything. Okay, that's a good answer. Anything you don't like?
Not really.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I can't avoid if I don't like it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's a good attitude. Okay, what was your career before doing what you're doing now and helping me?
Well, for about 35 years, I was a financial advisor at Merrill Lynch. I handled accounts for individuals and sometimes their companies. And just as the business grew and I grew with it, it was just wonderful.
Yeah. So more in the like financial world, yes. not in the fashion world at all, believe it or not. But
no, definitely financial world.
She's a smart lady. How did you get into thrifting? Like, did you thrift before you started helping me?
No, I actually got into thrifting by donating. I moved around the city as my needs changed, as the kids left, and I had more furniture usually than I needed for the next apartment. So every time I moved, I donated to a thrift shop, and there are several in the city. And essentially, I found myself in thrift stores because I was bringing things to them. And being curious, I started looking. But most of my thrifting in those years were an occasional lamp, a table, a piece of art, mostly house objects.
Yeah.
Never looked at the clothes.
Yeah, like when I was younger and I would come visit her, she'd always be showing me like a new picture she found or like a little sculpture. So you would always look more in the house type of area. Yeah.
Always, yes.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I have these things around my house, but as I bought something there, I usually donated what I had in its place.
Yeah.
So it was a fun experience. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's nice because you can just always be changing, I guess, your style. Right. And then, so what? How do you feel like switching from thrifting those type of items to thrifting clothing? Like, was it a big change for you?
Well, it's funny. I think the first piece I ever found was for Jenna.
Yeah.
I was in the thrift store and I saw a pair of jeans that I thought were just adorable.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
They were lamb.
Yeah. They were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought it was marvelous, so I bought it and sent it to her, and she loved it.
This was like when I was in college, so this was a long time ago. Before I ever, there wasn't even a Poshmark before I was selling. She just found something and thought of me because you would always take me shopping.
Yes, but we always shopped in locations.
Yeah.
Uptown, Soho.
Yeah.
Lower
like
East
the
Side.
regular stores like Free People, Madewell, that kind of thing. Okay. So how often do you go thrifting?
Now.
Yeah. Now switch to the present.
Okay.
She's one of us now.
Well, okay. Now I have to tell you, I thrift often, but short periods of time.
Yeah.
I live very close to 3 really nice thrift stores. And so on my way home from wherever I'm going, I'll stop in at this store. Generally look at one rack or maybe the new things that are put out. So I don't officially thrift often.
Well, stopping in is thrifting.
I know, but I would say once a week, usually on Tuesdays, I'll spend some time thrifting. So one day a week I definitely thrift and probably look at almost everything in the store.
How long does that take you if you were to look at everything in the store?
Well, what I do is probably go to Goodwill because it's the largest and a few blocks from me. And I'll generally look downstairs at the first level and the second level. More often I go to what I like, and then just before I leave I might look at the shoes or the bags or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's probably a 4-hour.
Okay, so if she were to look at the whole store, like 4 hours, and if you guys have seen like my Thrift With Me videos, my Goodwills are huge. The ones in New York are definitely smaller, but they pack a lot in there. And she takes her time like going through. But if you were not spending a lot of time, like how many times a week do you think you just pop in? Because there's so many around her, like if she's going to like the store, like the grocery store or something, how many times do you think you just like pop in?
Probably 4 times a week.
4 times a week, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I'll literally walk in, see if they're putting new things out, look at that if they are, and maybe pick one section. Maybe I'd walk up blouses one time, men's tees another time, looking for shirts. Very rarely will I look at accessories. I just up in and out.
Yeah, so that was like my next question, which you basically answered, which is, what's your routine? So if you were to go in just for a minute, you just really look at like the new racks?
Usually if they have a new rack out, I'll look at that first. When they start bringing the racks out, they do it about every 20 minutes. So I might, in the next 20 minutes, look at one line of clothes. They'll bring out another rack, I'll look at it, and then I'll leave.
Yeah. I think that's a good method.
Yeah.
And then the other time when you're going in and like really spending time, you might see like anything you might have missed throughout the week.
And it's surprising because when I look through the racks, there are things that might have been there for a week or two that I find that I like.
So it pays like if you have time to look for more, but since it's so close to you, and like in New York it's just different. Like in Georgia I have to drive to the store, but if she's just walking by it to go somewhere else and just pop in, I think that's a big advantage because you get to see a lot more of the new stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. So like you mentioned, you don't really look at accessories. Like what are your favorite sections or what sections do you normally look in?
Probably I go to the men's t-shirts to look at.
Because she knows I love the band tees. I've trained her well.
That's usually my first look, and that probably takes 15 minutes at the most.
Yeah, there's not that much.
And most of the ones I find are usually on the new rack anyhow, but that's where I'll head first. If I have a little more time, then I'll probably go through the blouses. In the winter, it would be the sweaters. So it's one or the other.
So she pays attention to the seasons and what people are looking for right now.
And jeans are hard to shop for here because they hang them badly.
Yeah.
So I look at jeans when I'm there for a long time.
Yeah.
Never my first or second choice though.
Yeah. It takes a long time to look through jeans. And like she said, they hang them normal here. So just like you would hang a regular pair of jeans. But if you've watched my like Thrift With Me videos, they hang them on the side so you can just flip really quickly. So I understand not wanting to go through all of that. That's a hassle sometimes. Okay, when you're sourcing, do you look at the brand first, or do you look at like the style or the fabric, or like what do you look at first when you look at an item?
Usually I feel the fabric as I go through. I'll just flip through clothes, and if something feels good, then I'll pull it out and look at the label.
That's a professional thrifter. Because I think that can save you a lot of time. Because if you have to really look at every label, that can take a lot of time. And a lot of times the nicer brands just feel
the two nicest
different.
Things I found because they felt good. I'd never heard of one brand.
Yeah.
And the other I didn't think was a Lululemon until after I liked it.
Yeah, because normally Lululemon, like it has a certain feel.
Yeah.
And then you found one that didn't. And what was the other one that you found that?
Well, it was this sweater. I found that Lululemon wool crew neck sweater. And people had gone through that rack of sweaters and left it alone because it was a plain blue crew neck sweater.
Yeah.
But it felt so nice, and I couldn't find the label. And when I looked at the neckline, I saw the little fabric that's left over when you tear the strip out.
Oh yeah, in the back.
And I couldn't believe it was Lululemon, but I looked and found the label. So I'd say that was the most fun thing.
Yeah, because you weren't expecting it. And
no.
Yeah. No. Okay. So feeling fabrics is really important.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. How long does it take you to fill up a box that you send to me? like average?
Okay, average I'd say once a month.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about it is it's once a month, but I might just before, if the box isn't quite full, I might spend a day shopping to fill the box.
Yeah.
So, but typically I would.
But like she'll gather, yeah. So you stop in, you know, maybe one really big trip a week, and then here and there. But you probably only pick up, you know, one to.
Oh, if I stop in briefly, usually it's one
item. So
very
it's,
rarely.
Yeah, going frequently to find. It's not like she finds all these amazing things in one trip. Like I've been here a couple of days and we've gone, you know, to a bunch of stores, and I don't think I've gotten more than 3 or 4 items in one store. So it's going more frequently to find these hidden gems.
Yeah. I must say, I don't feel like a thrifter because I really am looking for one thing.
But you are.
Okay.
They all know her at the Goodwill or at the different thrift stores too, right? She has her.
But that's for being nice.
Yeah, exactly. You're nice to the employees because you're there often and you're just a nice person. So.
Yeah, and they are nice at these.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've met all her friends at the stores and they're all really nice. Okay, so let's see. What is your favorite type of item to thrift?
That's interesting. I really am more now looking for the thing I want that I don't have.
Wait, that's coming up,
Oh,
so
okay.
don't answer that one yet.
Okay. My favorite.
So, yeah, like what do you like picking up the most? Like what for you is your favorite to look through and?
Yeah. Well, I like picking up athletic wear.
That was gonna be my answer.
Yeah, I just enjoy it. Not just Lululemon.
Yeah.
I do that because I recognize it easily.
Yeah.
But I found unusual labels I've never heard of.
Like K-Deer.
Yeah, K-Deer.
K-Deer leggings, yeah.
And there was another one similar to that, Tiki.
Yeah, she found Tikis the other day that I have to show you guys.
Yeah. And I think I found it once before. I really like unusual feel. If you ever bought any of the things I bought, you'll notice that they always feel good.
Yeah. So for her, it's like stuff that, sticks out, is more unique, that's good quality, that kind of thing. Yeah. So what is your favorite brand to find that you've found before?
I'd like to say Lululemon.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Because I enjoy finding that whenever I do.
Yeah. And you find so much of it.
Yeah. Well,
why do you think so? Why do you think you find so much Lululemon here in New York?
Well, New York may be different from others, but I think it's because when someone donates a piece, they donate several pieces. And because I usually find them in the same size on the same day. And the people in the thrift store seem to put them together when they hang them up. So I find them in bunches. It's not that I find one every time, but if I find one, I'll probably find 3 that day.
Yeah.
And then I'll find it again for a week. So it isn't as if I find it every time I go. Yeah. But I do like to. But it's in
bunches. And I feel like I've seen a lot of people mention that. They know if they find like one piece of Lululemon, if they keep looking, they're probably going to find another somewhere, just because people donate like a bunch in a group.
Yeah, and it's funny because they even match some of them.
Yeah, it'll be like a matching top and jacket or something. Okay, good. And so okay, this is the question you were about to answer, is what brand or what is it that you're looking for right now? Like what's on your wish list?
Oh, my wish list now. Well, my wish list was girlfriend until I found the jacket, but I'm still looking for girlfriend jeans.
How did you find out, or how did you know to look for girlfriend jeans?
I heard you.
So she watches my videos.
I watched the video where you discussed the jeans, your favorite jeans, and I'd never heard of girlfriend. When you mentioned it, it struck me as something I had seen before and didn't know was good. Yeah. But when I heard that, I decided I was going to find one.
Yeah. So you learn just by watching, like most people probably do. But you know a lot as well. You know a lot of brands too.
And the funny thing is I found a jacket and I didn't even know they made jackets.
Yeah, she found like a military type jacket. I didn't know either, and then that was a good find. So you're still looking for girlfriend jeans. What else are you looking for? something?
1 teaspoon I'm going to find.
Okay, so 1 teaspoon. You tell the story of what's happened since I've been here.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So 1 teaspoon before we even...
I have been looking for 1 teaspoon for much longer than that jeans video. I've heard you mention it, and for some reason I just never see that brand. And I was bound and determined to find either jeans or shorts, something. Never found it. So Jenna and I went shopping on a rainy day, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday. And we walked into Salvation Army, I think it was. Something I never go into. We went into one store and Jenna found 1 teaspoon.
So I found them in New York, even though she's been looking for months and months and months for 1 teaspoon shorts. And that was a random store we weren't going to go in, and that's the only thing.
I wasn't disappointed because I felt as if I found it with her.
Yeah, you would have found them if I wasn't there.
Anyhow, we went to another store immediately afterwards and found another pair of 1 teaspoon.
So we found
shorts.
2 pairs of 1 teaspoon shorts in one day, and that's been on her list for
forever.
Yeah, but she had told me about it the day before, and I feel like we talked it into fruition. Like they showed up because we were talking about it.
But 2 in a row, that was amazing. But I'm still looking for another one.
Yeah, you'll find it. Maybe you'll find a full pair of jeans, and I found the shorts. So is there any other brand on your list that you're looking for? I can think of one.
Okay, well, one thing I had looked for and found was Mother.
Yeah, Mother.
I found some Mother jeans. And I had been looking for them for a while, and I found 2 at the same time.
Yeah, those
so that was fun also. And that's jeans, something I don't look at that
a lot
often,
of that
so it's
is
funny.
jeans. Yeah.
It is funny.
Yeah, because the others I think you find since you are looking in those areas, so just really searching through the jeans.
Yeah. But you know, when you ask me one brand, it's funny. I find something that's beautiful, and it's a brand I never heard of.
Yeah.
I'll look it up if I can, usually in Poshmark. And if it's a brand that sells on Poshmark, if I really like it, I'll buy it. And that was true of that Isabel Moran.
Yeah, so
I never heard of it. But I found the shorts and loved them. So I guess what I'm really doing is looking for the brand that I don't know about until I find it.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So it's like learning kind of as you go, and like she said, she looks it up on Poshmark to see what
that app is marvelous.
Yeah, she loves Poshmark.
Well, as I use it, I find out that I can not only find out the brand, but I could describe it, and you know, I'm getting more detailed, so it takes less time.
Yeah, you're learning. So like if she finds the item, it might have the name on there, and then you can tell me like what the name is and how much it sells for. And
well, price is interesting too. If I'm going to buy something, I want to buy something that retails for more.
Yeah,
because there's no point in shipping you anything.
Yeah, exactly. So she's taking this time to find it and send it to me. So you want something that's going to be worth the time and the effort that goes into it.
Yeah, the brand that comes next is the one I'm really looking for.
Yeah, exactly. And if you don't know the brand and you don't have time to look it up in the store, what do you do?
Well, you know, it's funny. I don't know, but in New York, you can buy in these thrift stores and return them.
Yeah, I'm jealous of that. I don't have that in Georgia.
So if I'm not sure about something and I don't have time, sometimes I just stop in. I can literally buy the piece and bring it home, look it up and see whether it's in good condition for one thing, and the other is whether the label is good. And if I don't want it, I can bring it back and get credit for it.
Yeah, that's a really nice option. I know some states do that, in New York especially, but Georgia, we can't do that. But sometimes you'll also like take a picture of the label and look it up later if it looks interesting
and then go back.
And then go back because she's so close to so many of the stores.
Right, that depends. The small thrifts, I can do that, and it'll still be there.
Yeah, Goodwill.
Goodwill is Grand Central Station. If you don't take it when you see it, it won't be there.
That's true of a lot of thrift stores. Okay, so out of all the stuff you've sent me, and I don't even know if I remember all the stuff you sent me, what's the best find, or like, I guess your favorite find?
Well, my first favorite is probably my most favorite. I was looking for overalls, which in my Goodwill was upstairs in the children's department because they had a high rack, and I didn't find overalls. But in the children's section was this little puffer jacket. It was a black puffer jacket, And I went over and looked at it because it was so cute. And there was a Lululemon label on the jacket.
So it was like a hidden Lululemon
Unbelievable.
in the kids section.
And the most fun part of the story is when I took it downstairs to pay for it. They asked me where I found it, and I told them the children's section. So they sold it to me as a children's jacket.
And that was a really nice
that
flip.
was
It sold
memorable.
for quite a bit. So yeah, that's a good
my
one.
First fun one. Yeah, real. And what was fun about it was I had it in my house for a while, and a couple of relatives were over here, and so I showed it to the girls.
Oh, they wanted
the girlfriends.
it?
All of them wanted it.
I didn't know that. She had it for me. Well, do you thrift for other people besides me then? Now, see, all these people know she's always at the thrift store.
Right.
Do you ever buy stuff for anyone besides me?
Yes.
Who else do you shop for? What else are you looking for?
Well, you know, it's funny. I look for books for my older son because he
that's
loves
my
books.
dad.
So if I go into a thrift store, I always stop at the bookstore to look and see. And he's very choosy, so I maybe find one thing for him in a month.
Yeah.
If I see a tee I like for another granddaughter, or a shirt or a sweater or something I think they'd like, I'll buy it for them too.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll send them a picture and ask if they like the color, but I'll buy that occasionally too.
Yeah.
And I buy for myself sometimes.
Yeah. So you wear thrifted stuff as well, right?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
This
That's thrifted, yeah.
Yeah, this is in it. Yes.
Okay, I like
Just
that
about
shirt.
the only things I don't thrift are jeans for some reason.
Yeah, jeans are hard to find like the right fit.
Well, first the waists were too low, and now the waists are too high.
You gotta find just right.
Right.
So yeah, she's always keeping an eye out for everyone, which is really nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I find other items for people also, but yeah. Oh, I'm not just thrifting to thrift to sell.
Yeah. You're good at that. So what's the best thing or your favorite thing you found for yourself? Is there anything that stands out that you've kept that you really love? It could be not clothing. It could be anything.
I found a lamp I adore.
A lamp.
Yeah. And maybe you'll take a picture of it.
Yeah, okay, I can insert a picture on the screen here and I'll show you guys what it looks like.
Yeah. Clothing, it's funny. When I thrift myself for clothing, it's typically tees because I wear tees most of the time. T-shirts.
Just like me.
Yeah. I found a lovely denim jacket. When I buy for myself, typically it's just usual. There's nothing exceptional about it.
It's not like you're looking for like a specific brand for yourself. You're looking more for style and like what's comfortable and what you're gonna want to wear.
Right.
Yeah.
And I never buy the graffiti tees. The band tees for me. Those
she knows not to keep any of the band tees. But I like the one you have on. That's cool. I haven't seen that one. And it's a burnout too. Burnout material.
That's why I got it, because it was a burnout.
Yeah. It's a nice material. Do you see other resellers when you're out thrifting?
All the time.
All the time.
And they're easy to recognize because they have baskets full of a variety of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say in one store, 2/3 of the people are resellers.
So it's
and the
pretty,
smaller thrifts not though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty common thing here in New York for people to be resellers
and the stores are not hostile to them either.
Yeah, they don't mind if you're a reseller. They're probably just happy for your business.
Right.
So do you ever talk to other resellers when you're out thrifting?
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. We help each other too, because rarely do we look for the same things.
Yeah.
And so I have thrift friends that I see only at the thrift. I've made some friends where we'll go for coffee, but generally it's a piece of my life that's fun.
Yeah, because you just see them when you're out and about. And I think the same is true. Like I talk about going thrifting with some of my friends or people that are other sellers, and we're always looking for different stuff, so you find things that someone else might like to sell. So it's just like a kind of like a group effort, which is nice. Okay, good. Let's see. What is your biggest pet peeve with thrifting in New York City? Is there anything that really annoys you?
You know, I probably, if I thrifted in a different neighborhood, I would see the difference.
Yeah.
But I've only thrifted here. So, no, I can't really say that. Sometimes I'll get online with one shirt. It's a little shirt, and the person ahead of me has 50 items, and they're up at the counter for half an hour or more.
So maybe having to wait in line.
So wait in line is, yeah.
We're working on patience.
Yeah. But other than that, you know, if there's someone that seems pushy, I just walk away.
Yeah.
So
it's not like there's any
not.
need for a, yeah, you don't come across that many pushy people. But
right. No, I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't find anything.
Okay. She really enjoys it, which is good because, you know, that makes you want to do it. That's how I
don't
am.
have to, which makes it easier for me.
Yeah, she doesn't have to do this to pay her bills, so. Do you think thrift stores are overpriced in New York?
They are getting expensive.
Yeah, you think they're getting more than they were?
Oh, definitely they were.
Yeah.
And they're doing it more frequently. And they're starting to boutique a thrift store. Now,
Yeah.
how can you walk into a thrift store where needy people come in to buy their clothes and make it into a boutique? That bothers me a lot, not just a little.
Yeah, I noticed. I actually haven't been up here. I don't think I came up last year, so it's probably been a while since I've been up here. When I walked into the Goodwill we normally go to, it's like they have a totally different section up front of these more expensive items, and they're like almost merchandised. Instead of just stuff being thrown on a rack, they like put, you know, items that look good together. And I don't know. It's
worse
different.
than that, one time I walked in there and there was a designer who was showing the help how to set up the rack so it attracts a buyer.
Yeah.
That really was.
Yeah, because that's more of something that would happen in just like a regular retail store versus
They're almost
Goodwill.
doing
Yeah.
But the small ones that I stop in, the neighborhood ones, don't do that yet.
Yeah, so that's like the ones that aren't name brand, that are just, you know, more like a mom and pop, like a single one-off kind of thrift store. Yeah, but you can still find good deals.
Oh, absolutely. And it really, you cannot teach sorters everything.
Exactly.
So you can, but it's just harder, but more fun probably to find that jewel in the
like
regular
a treasure
section.
Hunt. Yeah.
And I rarely look at the boutique items.
Yeah.
Really.
You can find stuff, I mean, that they wouldn't know the name of, so it's just being on top of things and looking up brands you don't know, and yeah. You find a lot of hidden gems. Let's see. So did you know a lot about fashion before I started selling on Poshmark?
Well, I had an education because I have 4 granddaughters. Jen is the oldest. She has a sister. And then I have 2 other grandchildren who are younger. So I've gone through 4 grandchildren's tastes.
Yeah. We're all different.
I take them shopping. The big thing is when you come to New York, you have to go shopping with Grandma and then have lunch.
Yeah.
And I learn more from them than they learn from me. But it's just been fun. So through the years, I picked up names of, Free People was something I knew because 2 of my grandchildren loved Free People.
Yeah.
So we always ended up there. So I've learned some of the brands that way.
Yeah.
But nothing like
now.
the what brand conscious is now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think back then we just like would go shopping for whatever we liked. But let's see. Okay, this is probably the #1 question that I get asking about Grandma. Have you ever thought about reselling yourself, or like opening your own Poshmark closet, or like why don't you do this yourself?
The answer is short and sweet, and that's no.
She doesn't want to do it herself.
The longer is absolutely not. No, you know, I enjoy finding things.
Yeah.
I have no talent with photography.
She's getting better.
But I still have no talent. I literally couldn't do the things you have to do, and probably enjoy doing that I will not be able to do.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to have to.
What I do is the fun part.
Yeah.
The hard part is doing all the rest. No, it would eliminate the pleasure I get from what I do.
And she's good. I need her to keep providing me with some inventory. So do you look to see the stuff that, when I list your stuff, are you watching it on my Poshmark closet? Do you get excited when things you find sell?
You know, it's funny. I watch your closet until I see the things I bought appear.
Yeah.
You don't always unpack immediately.
Yeah.
And once they are listed, I do enjoy looking to see what goes. But more than enjoy, I like to see what people buy first.
Yeah.
I'm usually very surprised.
Yeah, like the one thing you wouldn't think someone's gonna buy is the first.
It's the first thing, almost every time.
Wow.
Sometimes even the second, third, and fourth thing.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think will go first sometimes takes a month. So I like to watch because I want to see what people are really looking for.
Yeah.
It helps me look.
Yeah, so then you know what to look for more when you're shopping in the future. That's smart. Such a business lady. Okay. So how do you keep track of what's on trend, or like know what to look for? I guess that kind of goes along with it, but how do you know what to look for when you're sourcing?
Well, I mostly pay attention to yours because you don't seem to have everything. You have areas you like. So generally I'll look for what you like to carry. Yeah. But I do look at other YouTubers that show their finds, because sometimes they'll describe something I never heard of that I haven't seen on your closet. Yeah. So I occasionally look at other YouTubes of, generally I like to watch the ones where they're shopping or they're showing what they bought. Yeah, so more of the like haul videos just to learn to see what people are buying. Right. Yeah, because I have a really specific style that I like to do, and sometimes I'll add in a few random pieces, but I think does it make it easier for you to shop knowing I thought it would make it easier. You know, it's really funny because I see things that I know won't suit Jenna, and so eventually I don't take them. Yeah. But I hold them for a while because I like them. Yeah. But you know, there's so much in New York. There's so many markets, sophisticated and business, and these are things really that don't suit your closet. Yeah, exactly. So I'll occasionally find something and it'll be hard to turn it, put it back on the rack.
It could be a really good brand or something, but if you put that in with my items, it might take forever to sell because it's not something that my customer's looking for.
Well, and I might, it's not the brand, I might find something that I've never seen in your closet and think you might like it. But I'll see things I know are great, but you won't put it.
Well, maybe I'll let her start sneaking one item in a box and we'll see how that does. Let me know down in the comments if we should let Grandma pick one thing that I wouldn't pick and she can send it.
That'll be hard when I can choose. No, it really won't be.
No, she knows. Because you know, because you watch so much or you see what sells. And you also, you didn't mention this before, but you know the other people that sell on Poshmark, and sometimes you'll look to see what they find in your stores and what they list on Poshmark too.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. There are a couple who shop regularly, and the largest one I go to, the Goodwill, and I will leave things behind, usually Lululemon, but sometimes other things, Lily Pulitzer.
Yeah, I don't like
and I will see it on the I don't know what you call them.
Their closets.
Their closets. Yeah. I will see them in the closets and know that I saw that before they bought it.
Yeah, and then you like to see if it sells or not.
Well, you know, even if it sells, it doesn't bother me.
No, because, but it's cool just seeing that stuff that you saw or you found, and then someone else.
I typically will leave 2 or 3 Lululemons behind if I find several.
And so she doesn't buy all the Lululemon in New York City. There's still some.
Oh, please shop after me.
She can't get it all.
No, I don't even want to.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, you can't get it all. It's too much. I think that answers most of the questions about thrifting. So how does it feel to see me kind of grow this business from, you know, basically just selling my own clothing to now turning it into like thrifting and just having all these other things that go along with it?
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That really is exciting. And I think I've gotten more into watching the things you do. But it's really, it pleased me so much because I love entrepreneurship. Yeah. And I was really happy to see you do that.
Start my own business.
Yes, that really pleased me. I think if I hadn't done what I had done, I would have loved to start my own business, maybe not fashion, but I just like that idea of particularly women because I have 5 grandchildren, 4 granddaughters and 1 grandson.
Yeah, can't forget about my brother.
But I really enjoy when women go into their own business and make a go of it. Yeah. And that is really exciting to me. And every time someone does it, probably 1,000 other people see her in this line.
Yeah.
So people that see you are trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's wonderful mentoring. I really am excited about that.
That's one of my favorite things too about this, because people always ask, you know, I share so much information, and I just really like inspiring others to do the same thing and
that pleases me as much as
their own business.
As much as his success, I think that pleases me.
Also. Thanks, Grandma. Okay, so we'll leave with one last question, which would be, what is your #1 thrifting tip, or what advice would you give to someone that's out there thrifting?
That I'll have to think about.
You can take your time.
Okay. I think the most important thing is to find things that you like and sell those to your people. I think that if I don't like something, it can be really expensive, and I can know it will sell for a lot. But somehow or other, I think if you like what you buy, you're more enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And my tip to you would be find what you like.
Yeah.
And then sell it to other people like you who like it also.
I think that's such a good piece of advice, because I think for a while I got lost in just selling what I thought would sell to make money, and once I really started selling what I enjoyed, again, it's just so fun to me. It never feels like work, and you know, it just makes it more enjoyable. So
and it's funny when I pack them up, because I don't pack them up until I'm ready to ship. I enjoy the pieces all over again while I'm folding them up and packing them, because I liked them when I bought them.
Yeah. Even when we got home yesterday and we were taking everything out of the bag, it's like, yeah, we were looking through everything, and then she was starting to look up some of the items, just because it's exciting and it's fun. Like, you found that piece, and now you're going to give it a new home and, you know, make a little money from it too. So good advice. Well, thank you so much, Grandma, for joining me on YouTube. I know you guys all wanted to see her, and I just really appreciate her always helping me, and getting to come visit you and spend time with you and share this with you is really fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely give Grandma a thumbs up. Give her a big thumbs up on this video, and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.